It is almost Christmas time, so everything is starting to land at our local game stores, which means that Wizkids sent a truck to our door this morning with another hefty box of products to review, and many thanks to them for sending them our way. As you are preparing your campaigns for 2023, your holiday gift plans, and maybe even some one-shots to run with your friends and family over the holidays, maybe something in this box will be just what you need. As a reminder, we'll have full reviews of everything in here in separate videos over the next few weeks, so be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of that. So let's hit it with a Thanksgiving week unboxing. Black Friday has come early to the Hit Point Press store. Enjoyed site-wide discounts and tons of new products ready to go for the holiday season. Enjoy discounts on Humblewood, animated spells, Griffin saddlebag, the deck of mini reference cards, miniature STL files, and more. And while you're there, be sure to pick up your own copy of the Fablemaker's animated tarot. We just got this box in, and oh my god, it is absolutely gorgeous. Whether you're a fan of tarot, curious to learn, or you just want some beautifully animated cards to liven up your 5e games, you're going to want to check this out. The included book tells you how to use the cards to enhance your D&D games. We're going to have a full review of this very soon, but this is another great gift idea. And remember to use the discount code BF2022 at checkout to get an additional 5% off your order. You can find all the links in the doohickey down below. Alright, let's go ahead and see what Wizkids has in store for us for the holiday season. First of all, we've got lots of lovely bubble wrap. Always our favorite. And, ooh, there's some interesting things. Let's start with this, which I had not even heard about. The Mighty Servant of Luco. I believe this is a character from Magic the Gathering. I'm not sure which universe. Maybe Grady knows? Nope, Grady's giving me the shake of the head. But it looks like it's an interesting mini because there's a place inside to put your own mini as a pilot. So we're gonna have to do a little research on this guy. As you know, I don't know a ton about the Magic the Gathering universe, but it is interesting that we're getting more and more minis for it. Let's see what else we have in here. Down here. All right, we finally have our Icons of the Realm Spelljammer Adventures in Space ship scale minis. There's 5 sets of these, I believe, and let's hope they're all in here. First one, we have the Welcome to Wild Space set with an ancient gold dragon. Ooh, some lovely squid ship, a space galleon. So if you are running your Spelljammer adventures and you do want to have the grid on your map to run some space battles, then this is some really good stuff. You could even, you know, it is Spelljammer, so it's sort of based on seafaring in our world, so you might even be able to use these in some of your regular D&D games if you want to do some ship-based exploration. Let's see, I'll grab another one on here at random. All right, Icons of the Realm's Tomb of Annihilation set number 1. All right, so as you know, we've been getting some sets made specifically for different adventures, which is making running these adventures a lot easier. We don't have to rely on those random booster boxes in order to hopefully get the minis that we need to run our adventures. We can just get these regular sets. And I haven't run Tomb of Annihilation yet, so I don't know as much about it, but this one has a Sararak, Chief Yorb Withers, and a few others from Yuan Ti, so presumably some of the important characters in that particular adventure. And this is set number 1, so maybe we have set number 2 here that we can check out. But let's see what I pull out next out of the grab bag. Yeah, indeed, Tomb of Annihilation set number 2. Prince Na Artisimber, who my players from Storm King's Thunder may be familiar with, and Dragonbait, an albino dwarf warrior, some good stuff here, another Yuan Ti. So if you have played Tomb of Annihilation, you may be sad that these are coming out now and you didn't have them when you ran the adventure. But this is another adventure that's a bit of a meat grinder, so if you're looking for something to really challenge your players, maybe now's the time to go pick it up. Let's grab another one over here at random. All right, here is something a little bit different for you. Teeth of Dolver Nar bite-sized artifacts. Well, we got a box of teeth, folks. There's a box of teeth, and that's all it is. You got a carrying and display pouch. You do have a D20 in here, and then you got a bunch of dragon teeth. Well, not just dragon teeth. We've got Jade Humanoid Bicuspid, Blue Dragon Fang, just picking some at random. A Dusty Human Molar. An Ivory Cat Molar. A Halfling Canine. A rainbow-colored Donkey Molar. We'll have to open this up, take a look, and try to think of some ideas on how we want to use these in our games, but It is based on the fabled artifact once carried by the powerful cleric whose name it now bears. So I believe this is an in-game item that you'll be able to pick up, and this will be a lot of fun to be able to run that item. You know, we have the deck of many things, we have the deck of many illusions, so this is another one that you can have some fun with in that regard. Next we have, everybody loves the warbands. We got our Hobgoblin warband. See what we've got here. Captain Warlord, Iron Shadow, Devastator, a regular old Hobgoblin, 2 regular old Hobgoblins, no repeat figures, which is good. Yeah, no, this is fantastic. Hobgoblins usually run in sets, and we don't have an actual ton of Hobgoblin minis. We haven't had any new ones in a little while that I can think of. These are, of course, the D&D style Hobgoblins, so without the little goblinoid heads that you maybe used to from Pathfinder, who has a different design, so you can mix and match if you want to, but it is the D&D style. Over here, we have another ship scale box. We have, which one is this called? Astral Elf Patrol. And yeah, Ancient Lunar Dragon in this one. And then another Ancient Solar Dragon. We can compare it to our large scale ones. We have a Star Moth and a Damselfly. So some very pretty ship scale minis. Oh, these are really nice. Yeah, these are really pretty. Looking forward to getting these onto the table. And you could probably also use them, if you want to, in your Starfinder adventures. All right, here's another undead army that we've been looking for. This is our Undead Army Skeleton, another warband. And it sounds like it's the beginning of a new line of warbands, because it's called Undead Armies instead of Warband. And so this is just pure skeletons. Maybe we'll be getting zombies and ghouls and gas in the future. And for those of you who complain that all of our skeletons are humans, yeah, now we have an elf, a tiefling, a gnome, a tabaxi, and a lizard folk skeleton, and a skull lord to lead them all into battle. That tabaxi skeleton is something else. Who knew that tabaxi had such big eyes? Yeah, the lizard folk's pretty cool too. All right, these are pretty awesome. Love this. Never have too many skeletons, especially if you're running Tomb of Annihilation. And all right, so we've been hearing some chat about this little one, and we saw it when we went out to Gen Con this year. This is our Icons of the Realms Collector's Edition Beholder box set. So I believe the box is openable. Let me see. I think it's just Velcro, but it's Velcroed really good. And so I'll try to show you a bit of a close-up. But this is the figure from the Nolzur's Unpainted line, the very popular Beholder mini. And they sent it off to a couple of very talented artists, so you can see on one side here, and had each of them interpret it themselves and do their own version of painting up the Beholder. So you get 3 of the same figure, but they're painted up in very different ways. So it is a bit of a kind of a collector's item sort of thing. You can still certainly use them in your games, but you know, it's not necessarily made just to be a collection of Beholders for your games, because it is all the same sculpt, but they are pretty freaking gorgeous. Look at those eyes. And there are a couple of different stat blocks you can use for Beholders, and you can grab some, you know, 4th edition, I believe, or 3.5 edition had some very interesting Beholder stat blocks, and maybe able to bring some of those up into the future and use it with these guys. So that's pretty cool. And I think we were gonna try to maybe get at least one of the artists on camera here and interview them about painting up this set. I know we had talked to Wizkids about that, so I need to follow up and see if they're still available. Apparatus of Qualish. So this is another little adventure. Ooh, that's pretty cool. This is another little adventure you can get on D&D Beyond. I think it might have been an Extra Life event, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a little one-shot that you can run on D&D Beyond. And this is a little cute mechanical crab thing with space for your characters to fit inside if you do run that adventure. It's actually pretty dang cool. So that's an exciting one. I've never run that particular adventure, but now that I have this mini, I kind of want to. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, finally, okay. So, the Icons are on Spelljammer Adventure, Showdown Setting, the Temple of Light. So this is something new that Wizkids is doing, where they are picking one encounter, one important encounter out of an adventure and giving you everything you need to run it. So this has not only the minis that you need, including Prince Zeleth, Princess Adali, Zodar, the Astral Elf, and some Astral Elf Warriors. This is basically the climactic battle of the entire adventure, and they give you a nice little bit of terrain, a terrain map, and the characters you need to run the adventure. All you got to do is bring your own PC minis and you're ready to go. So hopefully this is the beginning of a trend with Wizkids, getting away from a lot of that random booster boxes and giving us things like this Tomb of Annihilation set of minis where you know exactly what you're getting, so you don't have to go gambling for it. And this one gives you the entire encounter right there that you can run. So perfect, I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next in that line. And we got several more things in here, including one of the more interesting boxes we've gotten yet. Classic Collection Monsters A through C. Look at that art. So this, I got some information on the back. This is a highly collectible set of pre-painted miniatures that is inspired by iconic monsters from the original D&D Monster Manual. So if you watched our review of Demogorgon a couple weeks ago that Grady did, you've been able to see the little collector set that they came out with of classic creatures way back in, I don't know, the late 2010s. And those minis were not great. So I'm hoping that these are going to be a little bit more interesting. We can open it up here. Oh yeah, no, this is pretty interesting. You can see the old school style beholder there. The first thing I noticed. I'll show you a close up. But yeah, you got the Basilisk, the Ankh, Carrion Crawler, Cockatrice, Coatl, Bullet, Chimera, some classic creatures. You can totally use these in your games now. It is definitely a little bit of an old school design, but the only one that really stands out as being a little outdated might be that beholder, but it's still pretty lovable. Actually, that might be a good beholder to run for your Spelljammer adventures, for that beholder who runs the bar in that adventure. If you don't want a very scary looking beholder to be your bartender, now you've got one that's a little bit more silly looking. All right, we've got a couple more in here. We're gonna run out of table space. Got our next Spelljammer ship scale set. This is asteroid encounters, and it indeed includes some asteroids and some space creatures like your Megapede, your living ship, your flying wasp, and yeah, more cool Spelljammer minis to run your Spelljammer space battles. I see a couple more of these in here. Right, this one is Attacks from Deep Space. I wonder what their whiteboard looked like when they're coming up with all these names. I do enjoy the giant gelatinous cube in this particular box. That's just ridiculous, encountering a gigantic blob of jello in space. You've also got your ship scale Astral Dreadnought, which is going to be popular, and your turtle ship. So everybody wants a turtle ship. All right, we're just covered in boxes here. Our poor Kobold here is just drowning in boxes. We're going to put you up there. All right, and another ship scale box. This one's nice. This is our Night Spider. This one is Wild Space Ambush. Nautiloid, your asteroid again, Flying Fish, and your Night Spider for some Neogi style Mind Flayer fun. Pretty good if you're running my little adventure that I wrote up a couple years ago, I Am Your World, which would be very useful to have this set for that adventure. I'm gonna put it on the floor because I'm running out of space. And there's one more thing I think in the box. Or maybe no, there's two more things. Two more things. We've got one more Spelljammer set. This one is Threats from the Cosmos. Oh, your Swarm of Murder Comets. There's still something about the name Murder Comet that makes me smile. Also an Ancient Red Dragon and a Cosmic Horror from deep, deep space and your Tyrant ship. Cool stuff. I swear there's more stuff in here than there is space battles in the Spelljammer adventure, so you're gonna have to be writing a lot of your own Spelljammer adventures if you want to make use of all these, because it's not in that particular adventure. But finally, we've got something a little different. I'll pull it out here, but let me take it out of the box first. Okay, now that I got it out of the actual cardboard box, we have Darren's Instant Fortress. So this is a nice spell that you can get and to protect your party when they're in a bit of danger. And this one's kind of cool because it also doubles as a dice tower. So we got to see this over at Gen Con up in Indianapolis this year. And yeah, this is a very cool one that you can serve two purposes at your table. So if you do have a spellcaster who can cast this and you want to bring it along and use it as a dice tower in the games where you don't necessarily need the spell, it can serve two purposes, and it's just kind of cool. So yeah, we'll take this out of the box and run it through its paces as well. And yeah, so that's a very fun one. So let me know what you're most eager to see in the comment section down below. And again, thank you to Wizkids for sending all these our way. I am right in the middle of editing our review of Dragonlance, and I've got some hot takes for you. I'm very curious to hear what you think about it too, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. I'll try to get this out to you really soon here, hopefully before Thanksgiving. I also have a bunch of Pathfinder Battles and Possible Lands minis to show you alongside our interview with Paizo's mini-master himself, Mark Moreland, so be sure you're subscribed for all of that. You can pre-order some Kobold plushies over here, over at koboldplus.com, and you can find me over on Twitter, at least for the moment, Facebook, and Instagram. And if I don't see you again before Thanksgiving here in the States, I hope that you have safe travels and a really wonderful time with your friends and family. And until I see you again, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I will see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.